What if the life you're forcing is the very reason peace keeps slipping away? There's magic in letting go. The flower doesn't bloom by command. The river doesn't rush by demand. Why do we keep forcing life to obey? Before everything finally flows, something must first be released: the need to control. Here's why not forcing leads to miracles. A flower never blossoms because someone tugged at its petals. A river doesn't accelerate because one yells at its current. The sun does not rise any sooner due to demand. All things in nature unfold according to their own rhythm and timing. The mind that insists on rushing life becomes weary, agitated, and disappointed. But the soul that flows with the natural current of existence discovers serenity and often unexpected blessings. Zen quietly reveals a truth that many resist. Do not push the river. It flows on its own. This isn't an invitation to surrender your ambition or become passive. Rather, it's a gentle reminder of a sacred principle: the wisdom of allowing, of trust, and of presence. In Buddhism, this concept lives within the teaching of Wu-Wei: non-forcing action, a graceful movement that partners with life rather than battles it. When we let go of our obsessive attachment to outcome, life begins to unfold like a lotus at dawn, silent, glowing, effortless. So come now, not with grasping hands, but with an open heart. Let the lessons begin. The bamboo that bends there once was a man burdened by a dream that eluded him. He chased, he pleaded, he obsessed. Every time he drew close, life shifted, and bitterness took root in his heart. Then one quiet morning, while sitting beside a stream, his gaze caught a grove of bamboo, swaying with the wind. He noticed how the bamboo never resisted, never fought the gust. It bowed, it danced, and when the storm passed, it stood straight again. In that moment, realization rippled through his being: what bends does not break. His dream hadn't rejected him. It was his resistance, his forcefulness, that repelled it. Like trying to grasp smoke, the tighter he held, the further it drifted. From then on, he chose to move with life, not against it. To act with purpose, not panic. To plant the seed, but not dig it up each day looking for results. The bamboo taught him, strength is not in rigidity, but in yielding. When we force outcomes, impatience poisons our clarity. Zen invites a stillness in movement, a softness in striving. What is meant for you will come when you've stopped trying to command the universe and have learned instead to dance with it. The silent pond and the ripple of desire. A seeker once asked a monk, "Why does peace flee me no matter how hard I pursue it?" The monk led him to a pond, its surface calm and reflective. "What do you see?" the monk asked. "The moon," the seeker replied. Then the monk tossed a pebble into the water, disrupting the reflection. "Now, nothing clear," said the seeker. The monk smiled. "That is what your desires do to your mind. We seek peace like a goal to conquer, but peace is never a conquest. It's a return, a remembrance. The harder we grasp, the more the waters of our mind ripple with confusion. Peace cannot be hunted. It must be received. It lives in surrender, not striving. Just like still waters reflect the moon, a quiet mind reflects truth. Desire, in Buddhism, isn't evil, but clinging to desire muddies the mind. When we stir the water constantly, nothing becomes visible. But let it settle, and suddenly, everything aligns. The tree that let go in a forest of golden leaves stood a tree that never resisted the seasons. When autumn came, it let go. It didn't mourn summer. It released what no longer served its growth. One day, a man asked, "Why do we have to lose what we love?" As the wind scattered the leaves, the tree whispered, "Because nothing new can grow where nothing falls." The man's tears came not from sadness, but recognition. He had been gripping someone he should have released. We often think holding on shows strength, but often, real power is in the release. Zen teaches, let go, or be dragged. When you force someone to stay, you harm them and yourself. When you let go with love, space for healing appears. Freedom doesn't come from acquiring, it comes from surrendering. The gate that opens without a key. A sage once posed a riddle. What gate opens without a key? yet no one enters until they stop trying? The student thought for days, then pleaded for the answer. The sage gently responded, understanding. Insight is never forced. It dawns in stillness. Meditation isn't about battling your thoughts into silence, it's about becoming the silence in which thoughts pass. Like clouds drifting in the sky, they need no pushing, only observation. The harder we push for clarity, the foggier things become. But sit without expectation, breathe without grasping, and the gate opens. The river that knows its way. Two friends stood before a mighty river. One said, "Let's dam it, control it." The other said, "Let's build a boat." Decades passed. The dam builder battled floods, repairs, and cracks. The other navigated, explored, and thrived. Eventually, the dam failed. The river reclaimed its freedom. And the man who resisted wept not at the loss, but at the years wasted in struggle. Life, too, knows its course. Force it, and you'll break. Flow with it, and you'll arrive where you're meant to be. Zen teaches not passive waiting, but intelligent surrender and active listening to life's cues. The potter's lesson: a potter once created a perfect bowl. Then, wanting it even more perfect, he kept shaping. He pressed too hard. It cracked. He saw in this moment, over-effort ruins beauty. Over-love suffocates. Over-control kills magic. He learned to allow the clay to speak, to shape, not dominate, to guide, not command. In this, he discovered, not forcing is not laziness, it's wise action. A gentle balance between too tight and too loose. The hidden magic of non-forcing. The magic of not forcing is not in doing less, but in doing rightly. In recognizing that what's meant for you doesn't require strain, only space. The Zen path is not a call to apathy. It's an invitation to cease what drains your essence, to stop clawing at life's door and start opening your own. When we let go of force, grace flows in. The breath deepens, muscles relax, energy returns. What you chase flees. What you align with arrives. Doors open, people appear, answers whisper. You don't sit idle. You plant, you water, then you trust. You give without clinging. You work without obsessing. You love without possessing. And life, once feared and controlled, becomes a dance partner, not a battlefield. So stop shouting at the sun to rise. Open your window and let it in. Stop pulling the petals. Let the flower bloom. Stop damming the river. Build the boat. And know that you were never behind. Life wasn't waiting on your force. It was waiting on your surrender.